we go again.
But then, what else is new?
And we are live on another episode of BS Busters. And here we go. Let's let the lady go first, and then we'll let the gentleman, and then I'll go last. Let's go.
Oh boy, what a mess we got this week. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, this is Joy Moonstar welcoming you to the BS Busters Midweek. And what the mean F did we run into this time?
Pinky?
And there's a Pinky Don from Video Game Facts. And we're back to some mobile drama this week. Ranging from the bill being passed, as well as the Mario Kart Tour closed beta, and people's impressions on it, despite non-disclosure agreements to not show any gameplay footage of it. Of course, one of our contributors of the BS podcast, the Game Idea guy, happens to be one of the people selected for the closed beta. So you won't be hearing from him until like after the closed beta is over to hear his impressions.
That'll be interesting.
All right. And of course, it's me, Mr. Red Fox, and we're going to talk about some good stuff. But first, I guess we should get to the news of the week. We got some breaking news. Well, not really breaking, but Nintendo coming out with their last DNA game, which is Mario Kart Nintendo. Now they haven't gone as far, and there's a controversy with this game because it's added a lot
more microtransactions than previous mobile
of
titles.
microtransactions that you would see typically in a normal game. Now, once again, some people are angry. The way I feel about it is this: it's not the worst. It's not like EA where they had the Need for Speed game where they charged you for fucking gas. It's not that bad, but it's like we know Nintendo's better than this. It's like you have a student that you're tutoring, and then they start fucking up on something basic, and it's like you're better than this. You're better than this. That's how it feels with Nintendo with this mobile game. But here's the thing: like the people who are complaining, it's like, don't fucking download the damn game.
Yeah, and
if
also,
people
if anything,
don't download it and it bombs, they'll say, "Oh, well, it seems like our traditional model makes us more money. Fuck this mobile shit." There you go.
Yeah, and if anything, Nintendo already made a statement saying not to get greedy on a mobile game, so they already know the dangers. So it makes me wonder who's the one running the ship, Nintendo or DNA?
Well, personally, I think it was they were probably like, look, Mario Kart is really popular. We can make a lot of money with this, so let's do that. Because I mean, the new president of the company has to make his mark, and the best way to make your mark is to make a lot of money. The problem is that they don't. Like Nintendo basically finds their handheld, and right now the 3DS is on its way out sales-wise. No, I know there's a lot of 3DS out there, but sales-wise, the sales have been pretty much flat. So it's not like they have that second, and there's not a lot of new games coming out from 3DS. So it's not like they have that second wind that they used to have, where they'd have their console division, their handheld division, and the software between the two, making them a lot of fucking money. They don't have that anymore, so they have to kind of lean on mobile, which I think is a big fucking mistake because mobile is very hit or miss. I mean, look, Nippon Software. They
I was
put
about to
all
say,
their eggs into that mobile basket. Yeah, this mobile game is going to save the company. Why would you do that? That's just bad marketing. I mean, that's bad. That's bad
hey,
business.
that's like putting all in on a game of roulette.
Well,
You're
no,
not gonna win it.
I'm going to use an even better example. That's like you have your class is, let's say you're in school, you're in college, you're in college, and you have a major project that's like 80% of your grade, right? Your homework 20%, this major project 80% of your grade, and you basically fucked up your homework. You didn't do the homework, but you're still somehow in that class. But you go all in on this 80% thing. But here's the problem. You're a fucking idiot. And that 80%, like you're not even proficient in the subject material of that course. So you're probably gonna fuck up that major project too. So basically, you're fucked all around. That's what it's like when you're fucking up majorly and you go all in on mobile. It's like you probably are gonna fuck up badly. It's not gonna turn out well for you. Don't go all in on mobile because it's very hit or miss. You know, like remember the big hot game like 4 years ago was Flappy Bird.
Oh God!
Now
Please
people,
don't remind me of that.
Now people barely talk about Flappy Bird.
And barely, no one talks about Flappy Bird. You get what I'm saying? Like mobile games do not have longevity. All right, they don't. Unless you're talking about something that's like an old standby. Like there's gonna be a Tetris clone anywhere. You can play Tetris anytime. So you know, but it's really hard to monetize Tetris. But EA found
I was about to say.
EA found a way.
I was about to say that depends on the Tetris type because there's variations of Tetris that pull off certain stunts and other things. But yeah, it's hard to mess up Tetris and all you can do is, in a sense, add on to it. But somehow, beyond all the universes in the known solar system, someone managed to drop it.
Oh, what about Angry Birds? That game series is still started out as a mobile title, and it's still relevant because it has a movie coming. It has a sequel movie coming this year. Even though we
haven't
had a new Angry Birds title in how many years?
Since the Star Wars one, if I remember correctly. No, Angry Birds 2. I mean, personally, I don't really give a shit about Angry Birds. Like I'm tired of companies taking, like no one gives a shit about mobile games. Like I don't know why people don't understand that. Like they're hot for maybe a year and then they're gone. You know, if you're lucky, you can stretch it out to 2 or 3 years, but they don't have lasting power because they're mobile games, and the nature of a mobile game is that people are only going to play it for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then they're going to go do something else. So what's the fucking point, you know?
In short, this is the kind of game that's usually played while you're taking a 2. And I think the air just flew out of the conversation.
Yeah. I could blame that to my air conditioner.
Well, anyway, I guess we can move on to. Let me go to my Discord. Oh yes. Yeah, it's just, well, I guess we have some other news, which is Epic's Game Store game fail. Basically,
Epic again?
Well, they're having a sale this week, and they basically, without telling the people who have their games on the store, like heavily discounted a lot of games. So much so that it devalued the value of the games when they would go back to their normal price. So basically, I mean, even though Epic was like, yeah, we're going to cover your losses, like the Epic Game Store is only one marketplace. These people will eventually will be selling their games, a lot of them on console, eventually on Steam, and it's devaluing the initial sales price of the game, which is a bad business move. I mean, you do discounts, but you don't do discounts like that. Like they're like, okay, if you spend over $14.99, you get $10 off. So you could conceivably buy a $15 game and spend $5 on it. You could spend $20 and pay $10. You could get, but here's the thing, which isn't bad within of itself. But if they have a game like Vampire the Masquerade, which already has $10 off its initial sales price on the Epic Game Store, the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is like, I want to say $39.99 on the Epic Game Store. But then because of the sale, it's $29.99. But then they slashed it again, another $10. Epic did. So you're paying like you're paying $10 for the damn game, which fucks up the price they're making. Because I think on other platforms this is going to be a $60 or $50 game. So it's so multiple studios are pulling that game from. It's fucking up people's money.
And the last thing anybody wants to have happen to them is effed up money.
Yeah. So, your guys' thoughts?
Epic, get your act together. Seriously. Steam is probably laughing their butts off, and they have their own problems with things like Artifact and some of their games.
Let's see. I know that Borderlands 3 is supposed to be exclusive to Epic Game Store.
It's a timed exclusive. It's exclusive for I think a year, 6 months, a year, something like that.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna mention that there's a sudden leak for Borderlands 3 where it's revealed that there are 5 different planet destinations.
And that's cool.
Of course, I suspect that was supposed to be revealed at E3 next month. So it was a leak.
I mean, it could be a leak. This is going to be this E3 special pre thing. We're pretty much prediction. We're just basically just kind of we're going to do.
We're taking a guess of what we're taking a wild guess of what could really surprise us and make us say this is a brand E3.
Not real shit. Just like if they did this, it probably would never happen, but it would be amazing. So I'll go first. Considering that Microsoft has basically joined forces with Sony, and there's a rumor that they might put Xbox Live on the Nintendo Switch or Xbox Game Pass on the Nintendo Switch. I have a prediction. A wild prediction. I predict that Microsoft, now that they're kind of beginning to say fuck it to the console industry, which I called it. Haha, I was right. I have a prediction that that Microsoft is going to announce a partnership with Nintendo that not only, like, unlike the partnership with Sony where they're probably going to try and fuck each other over because that's what Microsoft does, I predict that with Sony, what's going to happen with Nintendo is that they will announce that they are going to bring the retro replay over to the Nintendo Switch, and they're going to sell some of Rare's IPs to Nintendo, because it's not like Microsoft's doing anything with them or will do anything with them.
Well, there is a leak / rumor about Rare Replay coming to Switch, so it's going to be different. So supposedly it's going to be different from the Xbox One version. They're going to replace the 360 games with more SNES and N64 titles.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not even going to get into it. But anyway, so yeah, I could see that, and I could further see that, like, they sell some of those IPs that Rare has done fucking nothing with, except ruin, to Nintendo. It's not like Nintendo doesn't have cash right now. I could see them selling, not Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct's been doing pretty well for Microsoft, but selling Banjo-Kazooie, maybe even that's the only real, maybe even Conquer. So there you go, folks. That's my first wild prediction. And Nintendo says, and by the way, we're making a Diddy Kong Racing.
You are really stretching for that one.
Well, if they get Banjo-Kazooie and Conquer, then they can make another Diddy Kong Racing because they were in the original. So those are the two characters that are the holdovers. If they get those two characters, they could make another one and have the original cast. Plus new characters. Although I really didn't give a shit about the new character. Like, we added a female crew. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I really don't. Actually, to be honest with you, the new characters weren't that bad. It was the fact that they put it on the DS and they used fucking stylus controls for a fucking racing game. That was the problem.
Bad stylus controls.
No, it's just I mean, it's like I was on a thread on Discus, and they said, well, motion controls, are the future. I believe, yes, motion controls are really good if they're intuitive. Intuitive means that you do it and it's not an impediment to gaming. It doesn't take you out of the gaming.
Yeah, that's
controls on a fucking racing game, by and large, are taking you out the game. Because really, like, the closest you're going to get to one-to-one for a racing game is if you use simulation type controls. So you have the chair with the steering wheel and the stick shift and the pedals, but most people don't have that. So the next step down is a controller. All right, and then
and the same thing
where they're like, we're gonna go a step down further, stylus controls and controller. It's like, what the fuck?
I was gonna say stylus controls can work. I mean, hold one button for the gas, or one button for the gas, use another button for the specials, and use the screen for the steering, and that would be all right. But
the problem with the controls is that in order for you to use the quick starts, the bonus.
Oh god!
They made you use stylus controls in order to do that, and that was just fucking wrong. Like, that was where you fucked up, because any other
stylus, one uses the microphone, which is the worst control.
Yeah, any kart racing game knows that when you do the quick start, the little like boost that you get at the start of a race that gives you a little edge, you just press a button. Like every other kart racing game's like, yeah, because we want you to. It needs to be, the timing, you do it, boom, you're set. And Diddy Kong Racing, when it was on the N64, you just pressed a button. No. They put it on the DS. We got to be special. Let's use the stylus. Like, who the fuck? Like, someone should have came in there and slapped someone on the back of the head. What the fuck is wrong with you? Take that shit out of there.
And they had to make a quick second to hold the A button to keep on the acceleration.
Well, actually, for Diddy Kong Racing, it wasn't even that, because basically, if you did the timing wrong for the A button, like early, you got the shittiest boost. If you did it not quite the latest, but not perfectly, you got the second best boost. If you did it perfectly, you got the green boost, which is the best, which really gave you a nice little boost. Kind of like when you hit the zipper. If you took your hand off the acceleration, you hit a zipper in Diddy Kong Racing, you get the best boost on a zipper, which was great.
So there's between perfect and screw up, because I had that happen at least twice.
No. I mean, I played Diddy Kong Racing so much that I could do all of those. Oh my god, I was insane. I'm still, even when I play that game, the muscle memory comes back. That game ingrained in me so much that I was playing Sonic Racing Transformed because the speed up boost in that game looked like purple zippers. That I'm like, hey, what if I take my hand off the acceleration when I hit this? I wonder what will happen. Nothing, but it would have been cool had it had you had that happen. Because the game, other than that, feels very much like a Diddy Kong Racing game, spiritually. Except it has no story, and Sonic doesn't have nearly the characters of Diddy Kong or any of those characters of Diddy Kong Racing. But it's just not good, man. It's not good. But who else?
Let's see, any other news that isn't the anti-loot box laws or the Mario Kart Tour mobile title?
Let's see.
Oh yeah, DC Universe Online is coming to Switch. Has anyone tried that game out?
I played it on the PlayStation 3 back in the day. It's MMO. I mean, here's the problem. I mean, it's an MMO made after WoW, so it has a lot of WoW trappings, but it's made to be on console, so it's a little bit simplified. It's not as microtransaction-y and loot boxy as a lot of other MMOs, but it's still an MMO, so it's kind of grindy. I mean, that's about it. It's not great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I mean, like here's the thing: you have to be a DC fan in order to really appreciate the MMO.
Yeah, and
when I say a real DC fan, I mean hardcore. Because you're not gonna. Because other than that, it's just gonna get annoying. It's like, okay, how many times are you gonna pigeonhole Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, The Flash, Hawkman, Hawkgirl / Hawkwoman, Batwoman, Robin, Cyborg? Like, how many times are you gonna pigeonhole these characters, and even more obscure DC characters like the Shambling Heap,
Black Canary?
She's not really.
Low tier?
She's not really obscure because she's fucking Green Arrow. The cool hip Green Arrow from the liberal environmentalist anti-Bruce Wayne Green Arrow, Oliver Queen. The one they should have done for that shitty TV show that's finally going off. Instead, we got, it's Batman, but he uses a bow and arrow. You failed this city. Yeah, whatever. You're even using the shitty Batman voice. Can none of these writers come up with something new and original?
I'd be careful about that line, but I agree. Sometimes there needs to be a change.
No, it was so lazy. It was obvious that they were just miming
the dark and gritty Batman.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you could have done a dark and gritty city, but you have this environmentalist Oliver Queen who's I was shipwrecked on this island where I had to learn to take care of myself. And I became an ultra environmentalist because I had to, because there were very few resources. And you come back and he discovers, oh, it wasn't a shipwreck, someone tried to kill me. So it's like, I got to find out who tried to kill me and get my company back because they declared me dead because I was gone for longer than 7 years. And I got to find out what's going on. A lot of people have moved on with their lives, other people haven't. Like, that's the story we should have had. Instead, we fucking wound up getting, it's fucking The Dark Knight. It's 7 seasons of Chris Nolan's Batman, except done cheaply and poorly. Yay! And I know people are saying, well, it wasn't that cheap. When I say cheaply and poorly, I mean for a TV budget, it was cheaply and poorly done. And you could clearly tell that they were just aping The Dark Knight. It's the reason why I say Christopher Nolan's movies, yeah, they were good, but they fucked up the DC cinematic universe because everyone kept on, oh, we got to make it dark and gritty and grounded. What's dark and gritty and grounded about a rich guy dressing up like a giant bat beating up poor people? He's got his stealth vehicle is a giant fucking tank.
How can you be stealthy with a beeping tank?
Because the giant tank is a lot more realistic than the traditional Batmobile.
Yeah, no.
Which looks silly in comparison.
Look, let me put it this way. Saying that someone is basically a ninja, a detective ninja, which is what Batman is, and yet he's a detective ninja driving a fucking tank, a giant tank. And like I keep on saying this about the modern interpretation of Batman in film. It's like people can't let go of The Dark Knight. Everyone's like, well, he had a tank in The Dark Knight. When I say The Dark Knight, I mean the Frank Miller 85 book, graphic novel, The Dark Knight Returns. Look, the Batman in 1985's The Dark Knight Returns is in his 50s. He's old. He knows he's slowing down. He needs an edge. Okay? That's why he has a fucking tank. All right? Okay? It made sense for the story. Stop trying to ape and mime shit that doesn't make sense. If you want to make Batman stealthy in a modern interpretation of Batman that's also realistic, have him have a car with Wayne Tech technology where it basically uses like semi-holographic technology to look like a normal vehicle until, oh shit, some shit went down, and then it turns into like it's got to speed up kind of like Men in Black where it looks like a normal vehicle, and then they press a button, all this cool shit comes out. That would make more sense than a fucking tank.
Yes. I agree 1000% with him.
All right. I'm sorry.
I mean, seriously.
I'm sorry. Yes. The Nolan films on a technical level are very nice, but my God, when you take a step back and really think, it's like this shit's fucking stupid. It's stupid. It's so goddamn stupid.
I was gonna say it's face palming stupid.
It's like Getty Watanabe. If you guys don't know who Getty Watanabe is, anyone here ever seen UHF with Weird Al Yankovic?
Yes.
Remember that scene where the guy he starts making his own TV shows?
Yep.
It's like the Wheel of Fish. He's like,
right.
Stupid. That's basically how I feel when I watch Nolan. Everyone's like, these movies are great. I'm like, do you realize how fucking stupid these movies are? They are stupid. Like, they're well directed. Christian Bale's a relatively good actor. You have good actors in it, but the premise behind all three of these movies is so stupid. They're dumb. Hell, and look, listen, before anyone says you're just a Marvel fanboy, no, the Avengers, most of the Avengers movies, they're stupid too. But here's the difference. They embrace their stupidity. They don't take themselves seriously with their stupid ass shit, except for maybe Endgame and the
Galaxy and Thor Ragnarok.
The rest of them just embrace the stupidity. It's like, this shit's stupid. Let's roll with it. It's stupid. It's pretty dumb.
Hey, they had at least 10 years of what the F.
You know, I mean, and they eased you into the stupidity. It was like, okay, we've got Iron Man. Iron Man was kind of grounded. It was relatively grounded to the detriment of the series, because basically they had to manufacture a fucking villain, overarching villain, in order to fix it. When had they not been so grounded, they could have just had the normal Mandarin. See, that's where grounding a comic book series fucks you up, because it's not supposed to be grounded unless you're doing a comic book series that's like more of a graphic novel, where like Donnie Darko, where it's like, is this a fantasy or is this fucker crazy? You know?
And some of us will say the later.
Well, I got some good news for you, Mr. Redfox. According to Karen Feige's Ask Me Anything on Reddit, the real Mandarin has yet to show up in the MCU.
Yeah, I think he's saying that after the fact, after people were like, well, what type of bullshit is this? Because it was some bullshit. Hopefully they'll bring the Mandarin over and they'll actually have his fucking story. Like, and here's the sad thing is that they had set it up so well for the third movie for the Mandarin to actually show up. Like, because basically Tony Stark gets fucked over. He gets injured. He gets his injury from the Ten Rings organization, which in the comic, the Ten Rings organization is it's a front for the Mandarin, because apparently once again he's lost all 10 of his rings that give him his powers, so he's trying to find all of them. No, they fucked that up. They fucked that up in the third movie. We got to make it about Gwyneth Paltrow and her goop and her jade eggs that she wants women to insert inside of their vaginas. That'll keep their body balance just perfect. Don't do that, ladies. That's bad. I'm not a doctor, but I know doctors. Don't insert foreign objects into your vagina. Especially
that's
foreign objects.
About this. There's some odd stories I already heard.
Yeah, people hate Gwyneth Paltrow. For some reason, they just really hate Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't know why. Like here's how much Gwyneth Paltrow's hated. That even when Tony Stark died in Endgame, yeah, I know people say spoiler alert. Look, man, if you don't know Tony Stark died in Endgame, I don't know what to say to you.
It's been at least a month, I think.
Yeah, it's been almost a month. Yeah, like people are like, yeah, I don't feel sorry for her. She got to raise that kid all by herself. Fuck her. It's Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow. But anyway, I went off on a tangent there because I fucking hate those movies. But anyway, yeah, like I like the DC. I mean, I'm glad they're finally bringing DC Universe online to other platforms, because it used to be a Sony exclusive on PC. Now it's coming to other stuff, so that's good. It's not a great MMO. I mean, personally, I would rather pay $60 and have everything unlocked, or at least unlockable, rather than microtransaction-y, loot boxy, grindy bullshit. But
I was about to say, MMOs are massively multiplayer online games. Need some way to keep their bills going.
No, I understand that. I mean, that's personally why the only MMO I actually get into is Guild Wars, because Guild Wars, you pay a flat fee and then you own the game. Everything else is unlocked. Now, Guild Wars 2 changed that, because you pay your flat fee. There's no subscription, monthly subscription, but there's also loot boxes. But the loot boxes are mostly for cosmetic, except for special premium boxes that have cool shit. But you can earn those through side quests, so it's not as egregious as other MMOs, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah. And continuing with the comic book video game talk, have you guys seen the latest trailer for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3?
Yes.
Not yet.
It's basically X-Men themed.
Yeah.
Showing us all the X-Men characters that will be available for the game. Aside from Wolverine, of course. There's Psylocke, Nightcrawler, Magneto, Mystique, Juggernaut.
You mean it's the Juggernaut, bitch?
And of course, Deadpool.
Don't be asking me questions. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Somehow, I'm gonna have fun knowing all those kind of characters are gonna be in the game.
Yeah. My only. No, go ahead, Joel. Sorry.
And I'm gonna say, Capcom, this is what happens when you screw over some of your fans. There's games that come out that are better than what you let out in Infinite.
I'm glad with the trailer that they're using the Magneto from the comics and not old ass fucking Ian McKellen. Like that's what bothered me with the original X-Men movies. Like, you know, the two Bryan Singer ones and the one finished by shit, I forgot his name.
I forgot his name as well.
Brett Ratner. is like old ass Ian McKellen is Magneto. You know Magneto in the comics. Yeah, he's old. Like he's around the same age as Charles Xavier, but he's like ripped. Like he's in really good shape.
Like bodybuilder, right?
I think he's not a bodybuilder. He's an old he's got muscle definition. He's an old guy, but he's in really good physical shape. Nope, not this shit. Nope, not not Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, who were old even back then. They were too goddamn old to be playing those characters. They had the gravitas to pull it off, but not the physique, which kind of bothered me. You know. But then again, I was spoiled because they had Wesley Snipes play Blade, and he was just a really good Blade. Those movies weren't good, but at least the third one wasn't good. But the first two were pretty good, and Wesley Snipes was a really good Blade.
And it seems that Magneto has his hands on an Infinity Stone alongside with Green Goblin, Ultron, and Dormammu.
That's fucking bad. I mean, Magneto is kind of like an anti-hero sometimes.
Yeah.
So like him being, because there's been times where he's teamed up with the X-Men to take on a greater existential threat. So I mean, you know, it could go either way with him. But Dormammu having oh shit, you're fucked.
There's gonna be a mess.
And that makes 4 of the 6 Infinity Stones in the hands of Marvel villains. So I don't know which other villains have the other 2.
Because you do realize that Dormammu in the comics, he's only like a second tier. He's only the underling for an even greater villain. But I don't know if they'll have him in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Satanic. The Marvel Universe's devil. I don't know, man.
Oh boy, that would be a mess.
I got some news for you. This is some news for you guys.
What happened?
What is it?
All right. So, as you guys know, I'm a huge sandbox I'm a huge sandbox person. So THQ Nordic says they're releasing 2 new games. All right.
Oh, you're talking about Darksiders 2 coming to Switch?
No. This is an announcement for 2019. One of them could be Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition, and I would give a shit if I didn't already have it on PC, and it's probably better specs on PC. The only good thing about having Darksiders 2 and Darksiders 1 on the Switch is that you can play it on the go. But why would I want to play, you know, like Darksiders?
A fighting game?
No, Darksiders is Darksiders is a action. Well, the first game is kind of like a Legend of Zelda light game. The second game is more of like a pseudo RPG Legend of Zelda light game. The third game, kind of.
Oh, I remember now. It's just that anything. I got a little confused for a moment because I was thinking Legacy of Kanan when on one end and the Darkstalkers on another.
No. People are suspect that one of the new games being announced is Destroy All Humans.
Hey, are they going to be definitive edition ports or a brand new Destroy All Humans game?
Well, I mean, no. Definitive edition is what's coming to. That's what people suspect is coming. Definitive edition 2 of Darksiders. Which, I mean, you know, listen, THQ's ported that game to everything, so why not the Switch? Personally, I would love a new installment of Destroy All Humans, though. That's what and not the first game. The first game's not that good, but the second one, oh man, the second Destroy All Humans is so good. It's so good.
Careful! I think you were drooling for a moment.
I had to wipe my mouth. I had to get my napkin in. Like Barry White when he was singing. Oh, let me wipe my mouth. I'm a big man. But yeah.
And the Furon was a glitchy mess.
Yeah, I mean, it had that game. I mean, the studio had split the studio was split into 2. So you had Big Willie Unleashed, which was a good game, but the problem was that it was a little small. It was on the Wii, so it was a little small, and it felt like it could have been better. But because the studio was kind of small and they split themselves into Path of the Furon and Big Willie Unleashed, like both of those games feel like they weren't at their full potential. But the Destroy All Humans 2, oh, that game is so good. So good. And having Pox voiced by the guy who did the voice for Invader Zim, and Cryptos Viridium being voiced by a guy doing a credible impression of Nicholson. Yeah. Come on, Pox, you filthy monkeys! And even the plot for Destroy All Humans is so good. The Cryptosporidium and Pox are part of this alien species that gave up their sexual organs and so just went all into cloning. But they clone themselves so much that they're dying off. They have
they need DNA variety.
Well, no, they need sexual the variety you get from having normal sex. So they go to Earth to kidnap humans because apparently they abducted and experimented and spliced their DNA with humans back in the day. And basically they're trying to get enough humans to get enough DNA to give themselves normal sexual organs so that they won't die off. And the end of the first game is that it works out, but they only have enough of the serum to give Cryptosporidium his junk, which he then uses to create a clone, to create a disguise of the President of the United States, and then have a lot of sex. Except it's hinted at in the second game that the president he becomes is JFK, which makes JFK fucked a lot of women. He was like insane a lot of women.
That is one thing I did not notice. It's been a while since I played the game.
Yeah. Destroy All Humans 2 is so good. Like the end of the game, like he winds up falling in love with a Russian spy named Natalia, and she's killed by the villain, but he clones her, and the end of the game is just Cryptosporidium hitting it, which I'm like, you know what? You deserve it. You helped save the world even though you wanted to take it over in the first game. You're badass. Go for it, little green dude. That's right, Fox.
And the pink.
But anyway, yeah, if they do Destroy All Humans, I would love it. But THQ Nordic has been. It might be Saints Row. But no, they already announced Saints Row. What, Saints Row 3 or is it Saints Row 4 for the Switch?
3.
So it might be Saints Row 4. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Saints Row 4, so it's fun. The superhuman, like basically Saints Row 4 feels like, what if we took the concept of Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, but bigger, and that's and that's Saints Row 4 by and large.
I guess we can now talk about Sonic Team Racing.
Oh yeah,
one of the crews we know says that not to support that.
With this set of news, apparently the cinematic movie intro for the game is not available on the Switch version, whereas it is in other versions. And it's confirmed by Sega that it's due to cartridge size, and they have no plans to patch it in.
Yeah, that makes sense because they're cheap. And considering how much money Sega lost last year, I'm not going to ask them to pay for that to come to the system. I was going to get this game. I really was. I was looking forward to it. But something came up that made me say, fuck it. And that is every other Sonic racing game, like the first one, had multiple characters from multiple. It wasn't just Sonic. You had Samba de Amigo. You had.
Well, it's not called. It's not a Sonic and All-Star Racing. It's basically just a Sonic theme.
Yeah. It's just Sonic, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I can't. No, I'm no.
You've got 2 years to say that because it was confirmed. It was confirmed that it was going to be only Sonic and his pals.
No, I didn't. I did not know that. So won't be getting it. Oh well. I still have Sonic Racing Transformed on PC and Wii U, so I'm good. I can still have my Billy Hatcher, my Samba de Amigo, my Rio Hamazaki from Shenmue.
From Shenmue.
I still have my, and plus, and Racing Transformed had Vise from Skies of Arcadia. Come on, man, Vise.
That reminds me. We still have no word for Shenmue 3, so we probably, and I doubt we'll hear anything about it since.
Yeah, something. Is anyone holding out hope for that piece of shit?
I doubt we're gonna hear anything else from it this E3 because Sony is not participating.
Yeah, they're like, I don't care.
And they were the ones that announced Shenmue 3.
No, Wolverine's in this game.
Huh?
Wolverine's in Marvel Ultimate.
He said Wolverine.
No, I thought he said Wolverine wasn't in the game. I was like,
no, I just said all the X-Men characters besides Wolverine, aside from Wolverine, because you know that Wolverine's in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah, but I mean, why would it be aside from Wolverine? Why would the other X-Men characters?
I mean, what I meant is alongside with Wolverine, there are the other X-Men characters that were.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what you were. I was like, well, it was just weirdly worded. Anyway, what was I about to say? Oh, yeah. The reason, and before people say, well, how come Capcom couldn't do it? Capcom made a game that was supposed to piggyback off of Infinity War, the cinematic universe version of these characters. Nintendo made a deal directly with Marvel, the comic book division, so they can use the comic book version of these characters, which have none of the bullshit associated with them with the cinematic version. For example, if you put the cinematic Hulk in a fight against the comic book Hulk, I'd put my money on the comic book Hulk 100% of the time. Because the comic book Hulk would fuck up the cinematic Hulk. Break his back.
I was about to say.
Maybe eat him and shit him out.
I was about to say, is he going to turn him into pieces before or after lunch?
Hell, he might make him lunch. Oh, you ripped off my arm and ate it. Why? Oh, you ripped off my other arm and ate it. Why? But then again, the comic book Hulk is ridiculously OP. I mean, think about it. The longer he fights, the stronger he gets. The angrier he gets, the stronger he gets.
The only way you can basically stop him is by putting him in some kind of space or bubble and keeping him from breaking out.
Good luck. They've tried it. They put the Hulk in adamantium, in tanks made out of adamantium that were like 3 feet thick, and he broke out with his bare hand. Just pure strength, just broke out. So, like, when people are like, yeah, Wolverine has adamantium skeleton, adamantium claws, doesn't mean shit to the Incredible Hulk. Is the adamantium coating his skeleton stronger than 3 feet? Is stronger than 3 feet thick adamantium? No. Shut the fuck up.
As I said, you have to put him in some kind of container or put him into space where he can't break anything. And
yeah, they did that. They sent him into space and they sent him to a planet. And when he came back to Earth, he was so much more pissed off than he was when he left, that he beat the shit out of the entire Marvel universe. Like all the Marvel heroes on Earth, he beat the shit out of everybody. He beat the shit out of the Inhumans on the moon. He beat the shit out of the Fantastic Four. He beat the shit out of Iron Man.
Holy shit!
He beat the shit out of everybody except Thor, because Thor was off doing his own thing, but he probably would have beat the shit out of him too.
As I said,
beat the shit out of everybody. Everybody got an ass whooping. He was like,
as I said, the only ways I thought that could make him stop fighting is put him in some place that he can't punch out of, or put him out in the space where he can't do anyone but himself harm. And
yeah, you couldn't put that character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because he would render every other character just useless. It's like, Captain Marvel, we don't need you. We got the Hulk. T'Challa, you're badass, but we don't need you. We got the Hulk. Like really, that scene in Endgame where like Thanos, the new Thanos in the different timeline comes in, and they've got like they've got the army of people. Like it would have been completely different because they would have just had Worldbreaker Hulk being like, "I'm gonna kill all of you." And you can't stop me. And probably would have pimp slapped Thanos, even with the gauntlet. Just shut the fuck up, you purple freak. You're green. How can you say that about me? I'm the Hulk. Run back home to your mama, bitch.
Oh, Bill? Yeah, I don't think even the Snap could take care of the Hulk.
Probably not. Probably not. Not the cinematic version. Not the comic book version of the Hulk. Like the closest you're gonna get to the comic book version of the Hulk in the movies is the Ang Lee's The Hulk. Which is sad because that's the worst Hulk movie. Well, not the worst Hulk movie. The worst Hulk movie are those two made-for-TV Hulk movies with Bill Bixby. Like the first one is like the Hulk meets Thor, and the second one's like the death of the Hulk. It's not very good.
I was about to say, there's Hulks that are weaker than that. Oh God.
I mean, they kind of fucked up the Hulk. I mean, like they went with Professor Hulk, which is like they kind of fucked up. Because it didn't make sense for them to go to Professor Hulk. They should have gone with Joe Fixit.
Well, I mean, it's a 5-year span, so
I'm just saying, like, if they'd have had the Hulk where he's Grey Hulk, because Grey Hulk is closer to a fusion between Banner and the Hulk than Professor Hulk. And the reason I say this is because Grey Hulk is the original Hulk. He's the suppressed id that Banner kept locked all the time, but not rage-filled. Just all the shit that Banner wanted to say but never did because he was like, I'm controlling it. I'm bottling it in. I'm not going to say it. Like, Grey Hulk's like the dude's like, yeah, shut the fuck up, bitch. I'm smarter than everyone in here. I don't know if you know that. I'm like the third most intelligent person on planet Earth. Actually, second. I'm smarter than Iron Man. So there you go. And kiss my gray ass. Like that's Grey Hulk. He's very crass and sarcastic. That would have been.
That's putting it lightly.
Thinking as dark but I mean, like I said, that's my problem with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They don't go quite far enough into the lore sometimes, or they take shitty shortcuts to make it easier to digest for the mass audience. Which, hey, look, they've made all those movies are averaging $1 billion. So look, Kevin Feige's making a lot of money for Disney and Marvel. So kudos.
If only Star Wars could learn from that.
Yeah, I mean, I said it in the earlier podcast. I would hate to be in that fucking meeting, in that awkward ass meeting where like the Disney live action department is making money, the animated department is making money, the Marvel department is making money, and
we got Star Wars.
Star Wars,
who are also still making money with only one flop.
Which is making money, but it's like not making as much money as they used to or could be making. So, it's like I don't know, man. I don't know, but that is what it is. So what's your wild E3 prediction? Like you see, it's like I can't believe this shit.
Well.
Like it would never happen, but if it did, you'd just be like, I can't. No.
Let's see. Oh, this one's easy. Perhaps the moment when they announce a non-video game character as a DLC character for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Never gonna happen.
But what will shock me, but what will surprise me, even though I know that's never gonna happen.
What will surprise you?
What will surprise me is if Nintendo announces a non-video game character as one of the one of the 4 remaining DLC characters for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
And as I said, never gonna happen.
So someone that it isn't Goku, to say the least.
God, I'm so tired of Goku.
Somebody put that meme in the trash.
They could have Goku, but if they're gonna have Goku, it needs to be Goku from
Kid Goku.
It needs to be Son Goku from Sun. So the Monkey King, the original Monkey King. If you put the original fucking Monkey King in Smash Brothers, I would be like, okay, what? Well played, Nintendo. Because I used to not think that Sakurai was a troll, but then I played Smash Brothers 4, and I was like, oh yeah, this dude's totally a fucking troll. So yeah, it would totally make sense that he would troll people out. We got Goku, but it's like Son Goku from Sun, because that's a video game. But Sun is Sun Wukong from Journey to the East. Journey to the West. So that's the Monkey King. The Monkey King, the one who stormed the heavens and beat the shit out of all the Buddhist goddesses and gods, and was gonna beat the shit out of Buddha, but he couldn't make it. The story is about the fall and redemption of the characters. So yeah, had that been a cultivation epic, now he would have beat Buddha and then traveled out into a greater galaxy with even higher powered characters and become an even greater hero. But we couldn't get that.
Chorus 4, when I mean a non-video game character that isn't Goku, I was thinking more on the line that either a non-video game character who has some history with Nintendo, or someone who that is just for marketing purposes for their upcoming movies, or recent partnership with another movie studio like Universal, because they're building Super Nintendo World for their theme park.
They could have Josiah Quint from Jaws. That's a Universal movie.
I was thinking more like one of the a Velociraptor from Jurassic Park, or Arceus forbid the Minions.
I gagged a little bit. They could have Gru. Gru would be an interesting character. He'd be like a gadget character where like every time he uses B neutral, he'd probably have a different gadget. Maybe one of them would be the fart gun.
kind of like right?
Freeze ray, fart gun, the fart gun.
Oh no! We don't need another.
I'll tell you something. There are 2 guns that, if they actually existed, would be weapons of terror: a fart gun and a booger gun.
Why not?
Oh god.
Well, because a freeze ray would kill somebody. But a fart gun and a booger gun, just the idea of having, you could hold up a bank with a booger if you really wanted to. It's like, hey, give me the money in the cash register. I'm going to wipe this booger on you. No! The idea of someone tying you down and about to wipe a booger on your face, that's so horrifying that I just give them whatever they want just so that they wouldn't do it. No! Get away from me! Like, the idea is so horrifying that it's just like, it's psychological torture. Psychological torture is always going to be worse than physical pain.
Yeah, a broken mind can do a lot.
Yeah. Or a fart gun's just horrifying. Especially if you can get the smell to be just terrible enough, and you hold someone down and open their mouth and be like, the fart gun, take it to the head, bitch.
Yeah. Some things will never come out of their minds. A bad stench is one of them.
Like a freeze ray. I mean, come on, man. That's so lazy, but
I was going to say, it's a classic.
Is evil. I mean, that's some fucking going to jail for life shit right there.
Hey, Freeze Ray is a classic.
Yeah, that's some 60s Batman stuff. Egghead. That's right, Batman. And Cesar Romero with that, where he just said, "Fuck it, I'm not shaving off my mustache," and they just paint over the mustache. That's neither here nor there. Anyone have any other wild predictions that they think might happen at this year's E3?
I would be surprised if Konami comes out saying that they're gonna put one of their old franchises back on the market, or one of the franchises that they worked with back on the market, and it would be TMNT Tales in Time.
They'd have to buy those rights, but if they said Gambare Goemon, I'd be like, oh shit, another Goemon game. It's not a pachinko game.
and we're pretty sure they'll do a TMNT collection in the future, like they did with their Castlevania and Contra anniversary collections.
They'll have to renew those rights, but Konami has a lot of money. I mean, at this point, it just depends on if they would do it. I mean, is it going to be like because really, there's only like three old school Konami TMNT games that I would play. That are like really worth playing. TMNT 2, the arcade game, because it's a relatively good port of the arcade game for the time. For an 8-bit system, it's a down port, but it's pretty good.
The Manhattan Project.
I'm iffy on that one. I would say Hyperstone Heist and Turtles in Time. Konami also made some handheld TMNT games that are pretty good. For the Game Boy Advance, that were pretty good. That were based on the 2003 Darker series. That was pretty nice, but I don't know if everyone wants to go that deep into the cut, you know.
And the TMNT tournament fighting game.
Yeah. I mean, that's an okay game. It's a Street Fighter 2 clone, which a lot of the games back then were Street Fighter 2 clones. So, you know.
Only difference is that they lacked any of the combos. They lacked the combo glitch.
Well, I mean, you could do combos, but it was like if you did a combo, it was like you're lucky you pulled off that 3-hit combo. You're lucky. But aside from that, I mean, you know, for me, the height of beat 'em up of TMNT beat 'em up was Turtles in Time. That's like the best one for me. Just because it's just so well balanced. You know, each turtle on the surface plays the same, but they have their own little quirks, and you know, the mechanics in the games are pretty good. You can use environmental attacks on enemies. You can throw enemies into the foreground. It's pretty cool.
And let's not forget they'll have to add in the original NES TMNT game. I mean, because hey, they were able to add in the not so good Castlevania and Contra games onto their anniversary collections.
Yeah, I mean, look, Castlevania the Adventure isn't bad, but like there's some games they should have. I'm not gonna get into it. But yeah, they fucked up a little bit. Yeah, and Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3: The Black Order comes out July 19th.
Wait, July? I thought it was going to be next month.
Yeah. No, July 19th.
Well, that gives me enough time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to get it anyway because, I mean, I have all of the Ultimate Alliances. I love them. I have the first two on PS2. I have the and on PC. And so I'm really looking forward to this third one. I'm kind of sad that they don't have the original studio working on it, but you know, it is what it is. And
interesting.
A lot of characters. I mean, I like Marvel games that have a lot of different characters. That's why I like Lego Marvel, because it has so many like classic characters. It's got the Mandarin, that shitty one from Iron Man 3, and the real one. It's got it's got Spider-Man. It's got Venom. It's got it's got Doctor Strange. It's got Dormammu. It's got Baron Mordo. It's got the X-Men. It's got the Fantastic Four. It's got Doctor Doom. It's got
variety.
It's got everybody. Well, it's got a lot of characters. Not every, and it's got Stan the Man Lee, who's got everyone's powers, because why would he not have everyone's powers? Ultimate Stan. Stan, that's right, true believers. Excelsior! And fuck those Nazis.
Good line. Good line.
Oh, and speaking of Stan, did you hear that his assistant is being charged for elder abuse?
You mean the guy who used to be his
Caretaker?
Oh, he used to be his business manager, and they say that he's being sued for elder abuse. I mean, I always felt when we heard all those rumors that there was something shady going on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Stan, I mean, even after his wife died, for like a few months after his wife died, he still looked kind of vital. But then when he switched business managers, he started looking bad. Like, they show him at conventions, and he just looked bad. I was like, what the fuck is going on
Who
here?
Who the heck makes his work?
Yeah, and like he just did not look like
100.
Stan for the, like, I think he was 93, 94. Like, Stan for the longest time just looked like, even though he was old, he looked like kind of,
he looked like
you know.
He looked like he could do a jog.
Well, I mean, maybe not a jog, but he looked. I mean, he looked like your grandfather who was still cool enough that you could do cool shit with, you know. Like, he looked, you know, he looked, you know. I mean, I don't know. Like, not everyone has that grandparent, but he looked like your grandfather who you could still do cool shit with. Like, you'd take him to the movies and he'd hang out a little bit. You know, you'd have to get him back in, but he could stay out a little bit later. You know. You take him to the bar, get him something to drink, and he'd be cool with it, you know. Yeah. And then, like, the last few months, he was not looking good. He looked kind of bad, you know. And I was like, damn, you know.
And I think it led to his eventual death.
Well, I mean, he was old, and his wife, like, typically speaking, when people are married for a long time like that, and one spouse goes, they don't last much longer. And plus, he had fallen and been sick and ill and stuff. So, I mean, you know, but. I mean, like I said, I mean, I wasn't like, here's the thing. Like, a lot of those people go down because it happened. I mean, a lot of my grandparents' friends had spouses that would die, and then they die and afterwards because they've been married for years and all that stuff. So it's not a phenomenon I'm not familiar with. But the thing with it's typically is that we had not seen Stanley look that bad, which meant people weren't taking care of him. Whoever was supposed to be taking care of him was not taking care of him. So that's why I'm saying that he looked, you know, he looked kind of bad. He looked bad. You know?
Ill off.
Which I'm not happy with because, you know, it's Stan fucking Lee, you know. It's, you know.
Yeah.
The guy who helped create so much awesome shit. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it helped. I mean, you know, the guy helped create characters that are now pop culture icons, like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's like the second most popular character in pop culture, comic book character in pop culture. Spider-Man, and by extension, even though he didn't create Miles Morales, there wouldn't be a Miles Morales if you didn't have Peter Parker. So
yeah,
you know, That's Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Jack Kirby. You know, these dudes helped create some awesome shit. Captain America, awesome shit. You know, Captain America punch Hitler in the face because fuck Nazis. If you're a Nazi, fuck you. Okay, there you go.
Ding!
You don't get a pass. Fuck you, Nazi.
What the?
Anyway, any other
Predictions or any other topics that come up?
well, I got one. I got one for Microsoft's conference. Since Sony isn't having one, we don't need to do predictions for them. I predict that Microsoft is going to come out and say, like, they're going to show off a lot of stuff, and some of it is going to be good, some of it's going to be shit that people are going to be like, what type of bullshit is this? They're going to show off. They might even show off their new Xbox. Their new Xbox, and it's going to be diskless. It's going to use a hard drive, but the hard drive isn't going to be as big because it's going to be cloud-based. Like, you're going to buy your games, but you're going to access them via the cloud and streaming. So some games you'll be able to download, but a lot of them you're going to some things are going to be like fucking what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Like let's say you really like playing Halo and you don't want to have to deal with streaming. You can download the new Halo game to your hard drive. But then other smaller games, like indie games, you might say, well, you know, they're like, you know, 5 gigs, 6 gigs. I'll just let my streaming handle that. That's what I predict. That they're going to have a cloudless a cloud-based diskless console, which is a diskless console is actually a smart move because then you don't have to give any money to the license holders who hold, especially Blu-ray, because basically this is how fucking stupid Microsoft was with the Xbox One. Every time they sold an Xbox, they had to give, like, of the revenue generated, they had to get a cut to the Blu-ray digital co-op that holds the licenses to Blu-ray. So they had to give a cut to Panasonic, Sony, Philips, which is not good. I mean, that's bad business. Like every time you sell a product, you have to give a cut of the revenue generated to your competitor, which is Sony. That's oh God, that's such bad business. Oh God, that's such bad business.
While we're speaking about E3, there's a supposed leak about Microsoft's presentational conference. I could share with you guys if you want.
Go ahead, share it.
All right. I posted the link to it on the group chat.
All right, let's see here. NeoGAF. Oh.
There's some places that you not go to.
I'm surprised that NeoGAF is still alive.
No, it is. Halo Infinite. Don't give a fuck. Gears 5. Don't give a fuck. Gears Tactics. Why? Ori and the Will-O-Wisp. Another Ori game. Okay.
Well, it was recently announced last year, and this is supposed to be the final trailer for the final release date.
I don't even remember that game coming out. That's basically how much
because the game's not out yet.
I mean, I don't remember them talking about the game, is what I'm saying. The Outer Worlds, I mean, I'll probably look at that because I'm really interested in that game, and I'm probably going to get it by hook or crook some way, shape or form. Cyberpunk 2077, there will be no gameplay. It's not going to be playable, but there'll probably be more gameplay about it, which is cool. Age of Empires 4. I like Age of Empire, but come on.
A Fable
What?
A Fable reboot. Another Sea of Thieves.
I'm gonna say this right now. If it's a Fable reboot, I'm not gonna trust it because I don't trust the new studio to make a Fable game. You know, I'll have to see more before I actually trust anything they say about it. And if it has less functionality than the original Fable games, I'm gonna say they fucked up. Sea of Thieves. Does anyone still give a shit about that game? Seriously?
Nope.
So we can move on. Battletoads. I'm interested in that game because I'm kind of a Battletoads fan from back in the day, but I don't trust Microsoft with Rare's IPs. So I don't trust Battletoads. Project xCloud. Like I said, yeah, they're probably going to talk about their xCloud, their competition with Google Stadia / Sony streaming platform, and plus their new Xboxes that are probably going to be diskless and probably just Blu-ray and cloud based and all that shit.
The Xbox Lockhart / Xbox Anaconda, supposedly the name for their next gen console system.
I mean, they can call it whatever the fuck they want. I really don't. At this point, there's nothing Microsoft can do that's going to make them a viable player in the console market. When I say viable, I mean having a console that's profitable.
It says that there's no physical look on the console, but the baseline is that the specs will include T-flop, RAM, bandwidth, CPU, SSD, and of course ray tracing.
Let me put it this way. None of that shit matters because both of these, whatever Sony's next console is going to be and whatever Microsoft's next console is going to be, they're basically fucking micro PCs that are geared towards playing video games. They're not consoles in the traditional sense. So, like, them going over specs doesn't matter because basically, if you get a PC, if you get a PC this year and their new consoles come out next year, they will already be obsolete compared to the PC that you get this year in terms of specs. So, like I'm just telling people who are listening who are all like, yeah, E3 is bullshit. E3 is bullshit.
And then some boring stuff before moving on to the third-party games that are coming to Xbox One, like Mech Assault / Mech game reveal.
That's probably BattleTech. Another Forza game.
Capcom title.
Yeah. It's probably another remake. That's probably what it is.
Or Japanese teams joining alongside Microsoft.
Yeah, I don't trust it.
Next gen Rare IP.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
A Perfect Dark reboot from another developer, another developing studio.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no.
Because they don't want to work on old IPs anymore and would rather work on new IPs.
Yeah. And let's see how well that worked with Sea of Thieves. Oh, wait, it didn't. Oh. Yeah, it didn't work. It failed miserably.
It sunk like a ship.
Yeah, pun intended. Pun intended. It died like some poor sailor with scurvy. Miserable.
And the presentation will announce three studios that Xbox Game Studios purchased, which are IO Interactive, Relic Entertainment,
which is just sad. Relic Entertainment. No, they want to purchase Relic Entertainment, but I guess Sega has a relationship with them or something. Asobo, who I don't know who the fuck that is.
And two things not happening is the CD Projekt Red and Creative Assembly.
Yeah.
Hey, those are the two studios that will not be bought by Microsoft.
So here's rumors. Well, I can tell you one of these rumors that ain't gonna happen.
Platinum Games.
Blue Point, yeah. Blue Point, which I mean, whatever. But Platinum Games, no. I'm pretty sure that if Microsoft sent someone to Platinum Games Studio, I'm pretty sure Hideki Kamiya would go to the top floor and throw them off of it.
Oh wait, this is
Get the fuck out of here!
Wait, this is a list of rumored studios that rumored to be approached / bought out, purchased by Microsoft. And Platinum Games is one of those rumored studios.
No. It's a rumored. It's rumored studios of that they may be approaching to do something for them. I'm just saying, Platinum Games. I'm pretty sure they would rather eat shit and die than work for Microsoft again. Because I mean, like the thing is this: what Microsoft did to them over.
Years.
Scalebound. I was about to say Codename Dragon. About Scalebound. I don't think that they like. Here's the thing: if they work with you like that when you're just working on a game, they're paying you to work a game. Imagine how fucking terrible it would be working with them day to day, and you have to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're
keeping your sand.
Yeah, if you're a studio and Microsoft approaches you. Like, just look at Rare. It's like, no, I don't care. It's a devil's bargain. I don't care how much money you offer me. You know, I'm still going to be glued out of that. Basically. So, sad, but it is what it is. Let's see if we covered everything. Epic Game Store fail, Sonic Team Racing, other news of the week. Oh, I got a surprise announcement from E3 that would shock me. Nintendo comes out and says, "Hey,
they're gonna partner up with EA to make a Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle style game."
Oh hell no! No, I would whoop they ass myself if they did that. No. Nintendo comes out and says we're adding GameCube games to the Nintendo online system. Like you can download on the eShop. You can download GameCube games. That'd be cool. That's it. I just would like GameCube games because I mean, thanks to backwards compatibility and download and the eShop and the Nintendo Online on past systems, we had backwards compatibility with the third gen, the fourth gen, the fifth gen. The only gen that we haven't really had backwards compatibility with, both digitally, emulation wise, anything, is the sixth gen. Like aside from remasters here and there, which remasters are nice, but
they can only go so far, right?
Well, it takes so much resources to remaster a game. Like sometimes I just want to play the original. I don't give a shit. So yeah, that would be a surprise. I don't think they'll do it, but it would be nice. You get my drift.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Gato Roboto launched this week. It's a game where you play a cat who has a mech suit, which I guess is cool.
That would be interesting.
Samurai Showdown's coming out. I'll probably get that game. Doraemon Story of Season.
That's an Evo game coming out, isn't it?
Well, Samurai Showdown's been around for a long time, but this is the newest one we've had for I think 6 or 7 years. Probably a decade. We also have Doraemon Story of Seasons coming. A demo is coming out, but it's for Japan only. Doraemon's really big in Japan, not so big here, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Does anyone care about Dragon Quest Builders?
Only if you're into something like Minecraft.
Only the Dragon Quest fans do. The Japanese.
I mean, I'm a Dragon Quest fan, but I don't even give a shit about that game. I'm like, I guess because they kind of got me with what was the name of that fucking game they got me with? They got me with Dragon Quest. Forget that. Dragon Quest Swords on the Wii. They were like, yeah, Dragon Quest game comes to the Wii, and it was a fucking wiggle fest. I mean, it wasn't a terrible game. It got the job done, but it was like Dragon Quest Lite. Like some Dragon Quest spinoffs are good. Like Dragon Quest Monsters is good. Dragon Quest Slime Hero is good, but
there's some things that were not so good.
That I don't give a fuck about. I just don't give a fuck about Dragon Quest Builders.
Well, of course, because you're not into editor games like Mario Maker and Minecraft.
Yeah, that could be it. Plus, the base storyline of the game sucks, which is weird because most Dragon Quest games have really good stories. Like they seem kind of bland on the surface, but then the further you get into the game, you're like, damn, this story is actually pretty good. Dragon Quest Builders is the opposite. It's like, damn, this story kind of sucks. And yes, I have the first one on PC, played through it, beat it. The story sucks. So that's it. Anyone else have any other topics they want to bring before we wrap things up?
Other than news about local multiplayer on Super Mario Maker 2, nothing at the least.
I mean, that's cool, I guess. I mean,
So yeah, I got nothing.
Same.
All right. So anything anyone wants to pimp up before we wrap things up?
Oh, yes, I should advertise my most recent article, which is F, Marry, Kill Video Game Edition.
Yeah, I saw that. You had Samus, Chun-Li, and who?
And Tifa.
And Tifa. I would have swapped out Tifa for Samus, Bayonetta, and Chun-Li. And I said none of them because you just become a plot point for vengeance. Like if you marry Samus, you're going to get kidnapped or killed by pirates, and you're going to become an impetus for her to murder someone.
Revenge.
Not to mention, Samus as a character is pretty much asexual as fuck. She's hot, but she's just not she's not giving off, you know.
She's not giving off the vibe that says she wants to get tapped.
Exactly. Then you got Bayonetta, who's giving off the vibe that she'd totally be down to F, but you'd become a plot point for demons have broken through. They killed your boyfriend. Now I've got to get revenge. I don't want to be a plot point for a fucking video game. And finally, Chun-Li, who's really hot, but
she's too strict.
I don't want to become a plot point for vengeance for another video. The key word is I don't want to become a plot point. I don't want her to be like, I'm going to kill you, Bison. You killed my boyfriend. To you, the day I killed your boyfriend was the most important day of your life. To me, it was
Tuesday.
Friday.
Well, I didn't go for the more passive video game character. I didn't go for the more passive female video game character because I'm pretty sure nobody prefers. Because I'm pretty sure male gamers don't prefer them. They prefer like strong, hot women.
No.
And
You gotta. They enjoy lusting after them, but the actual logistics of getting with them. It's like if you actually had to, like, people are like, man, Princess Peach is hot. No, she isn't. First of all, Princess Peach isn't even human. She looks human. She's not human. She's one of the fucking mushroom. She's of the Mushroom Kingdom. So if you had sex with her, you would be in danger of getting a yeast infection on your dick.
As if Peach gives that implication.
Yeah, and then okay, so scratch that. So Mario, like, yeah, she's like, yeah, all she can do is give him a kiss, because if he tries anything else, he's gonna be. Even though, I mean, it gives a new meaning to the double pun. Mario likes to eat mushrooms. And his brother likes to eat mushrooms too.
Technically speaking, we don't know if Daisy is considered a mushroom because she's from the Sahara land.
No, we don't know if Sarasa Land is in fact part of the Mushroom Kingdom. It's its own kingdom, so we don't know. We don't know if Daisy's a mushroom person, but we know Princess Peach is a mushroom person. Okay, we know for a fact that she's a mushroom person. So the fact that people are like, yeah, she and Mario hook up, it's like, you want to fuck a mushroom, huh? That's kind of disgusting, but whatever. Hey, man, you do you, Mario. You do you. No wonder he jumps and talks like that, and his brother has a deeper voice than him. Because, I mean, he probably got an STD that makes him do he is hitting it. If I had to go with a video game character, I go with Rosalina, because she's basically God. And I mean, and she's got an awesome place. She's got an airship. You got some place to stay. The only downside is that you got to deal with all those fucking Lumas floating around. But I mean, you know, they don't bother anybody. You feed them some Starbits, they're cool.
Plus, you can use all the help with taking care of the ones. So,
they pretty much take care of themselves. The Luma pretty much take care of themselves. You just feed them some Starbits here and there, and plus you can make friends with a Luma. And it's like, listen. She's like, I need space. It's like, look, good. I'm gonna talk to the Luma. I'm gonna get it to make me a pleasure planet, and I'll just hang out there for a little bit. It's cool. You got resources. She's loaded. She's God. It's great. You know, Princess Peach would be cool, except for the fact that she's a shitty ruler, and it seems like she's always in danger of being deposed by her own people because she's such a shitty fucking ruler. And I mean, not just that, but the country's always being attacked by Bowser. And her first line of defense, not a better military, not a peace agreement, not a coalition of other countries working together. No, it's
a pair of plumbers.
It's a fat ass plumber and his brother.
And the main storyline from Super Mario Maker 2's story mode is that you have to repair Peach's castle.
Yeah, so not only are they the plumbers, they got to fix this shit too. Look, listen, Princess Peach needs to be deposed and thrown in jail because she's a shitty ruler. So then you got Princess Zelda, who is a little bit better of a ruler. She actually tries to do rulery type things. I'll give her credit for that.
I was gonna say she usually gets up to my Ganon.
The thing is about my choices is that I'm trying not to make it all female Nintendo characters. I want to go with.
I can go outside of Nintendo. Hell, you want to go with Final Fantasy characters? I got a Final Fantasy character that would be a much better female character to have than Tifa Lockhart. Who?
Terra?
No. I would go with either Lena or Ferris from Final Fantasy V, because they're princesses. And Ferris is a pirate who dresses as a man, but I mean, it's obvious she's a woman. And and look, you marry both of the sisters, because they did weird shit like that back in the medieval times.
You mean polygamy?
No, you mean no, polygamous marriages. You could have the hot sister who dresses in men clothes, but she's still hot. You could have the feminine sister who's the princess,
I hate to break it to you, but that's only common in the Middle East. Even back in those days, it wasn't.
They had it in Japan too. They had people marrying, having multiple wives. Listen, it used to be a big thing, and then it kind of went away over time. But listen, it's a fantasy world. You could have that shit. Let's see what else. They also had it in Africa, which is the cradle of mankind. So long time. Polygamy. Look. Monogamy is unnatural. That's unnatural. In terms of the biological age of mankind, like monogamy has been a major thing for I want to say 1,500 years, whereas having multiple partners for men and women was a major thing for millennia before that time. So the opposite is true. Or should I say centuries before that time? Anyway, it's pretty, I mean, look, there's other characters, you wanna hell, I could even think of a Street Fighter character that I'd rather have as a girlfriend over Chun-Li.
Alana?
No, man.
Cammy then?
Nope.
Rose?
Nope.
How far back we're going? Street Fighter 3?
Jury. Yeah. No, not Jury. The girl who just fights with her feet in Street Fighter 3.
Yeah, that's Alana.
I'm sorry, I got confused. I thought you were talking about another character. Yeah, her. Just because that thong.
I
don't know anything about her, but that thong was talking to me.
You got good taste, man. She would be my personal pick for a Street Fighter waifu.
Yeah, man. Look, the only thing is that whenever she came home, it's look, before we do anything, you're gonna have to take a shower because she looks like she gets really, really sweaty, and there's gonna be some body odor. But after she showers, though, it's on. I tell you who I wouldn't hit though, Cammy. I wouldn't hit her because she apparently is M. Bison's girlfriend, and I don't want my dick being anywhere where M. Bison is. I don't want, because look, man, he's got glowing eyes and purple hands and shit, and just frankly speaking, that could be an STD, and I don't want M. Bison.
I was gonna say, Bison probably would screw you over before you find out if you got anything from him.
Of course, too bad I cannot pick the more obscure female characters in those series and go with the most popular ones.
You could have said Poison, but
TMI. If anybody's wondering why I'm saying that, if you guys look up the game manual, you'll probably find out why.
Don't worry. According to points, a straight man loving a trans woman does not make you gay.
No, it doesn't. Because I mean, look, listen. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing about someone falling in love with Poison. All right. If Poison doesn't tell you right off the bat that she's transgendered and you think it's a woman, in your head you're attracted to the fact that you think she's a woman. And sex, before it gets to your hormones in your body, it's mental. So to you, that's a woman. That's what you know. And I mean, look, if you get hot and bothered enough and it gets to that stage, dude's gonna be like, look, I just want to let you know, I'm the pitcher, you're the catcher, and someone's getting fucked tonight, and it ain't gonna be me. So, it's Poison.
Yeah.
Who cares? Let's see what else. Anything else anyone wants to bring up before we wrap things up?
I'm good.
All right. So this is Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor BS Busters, where we talk about all types of wonderful things. If you want to reach me, you can reach me at mrredfoxbsbuster@gmail.com. That's my Gmail thing. You can also reach me on Twitter at Matthew Wesley at mrredfox91. The Mr., the Red, and the Fox are all one word, but each Mr., the M, the R, and the F are capital and 91. So you can leave comments, questions, concerns, talk shit. I don't care. I check Twitter maybe once every day, so I'm not like enthralled with Twitter. I have a video coming up tomorrow where I talk about 3 pet peeves that are bothering me with gamers, where they complain about shit that's totally avoidable, and had they just not bought into the scheme in the first place, they wouldn't be bothered by it. So with that being said, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you. Remember, rate, comment, share, subscribe. Peace.
And hype responsibly.